like to leave.
Guys of Reddit, what is something you learned about girls after getting into a relationship? My first relationship, I always wondered why my girlfriend would rant at me about things like horrible co-workers, stress dealing with projects, etc., and then get mad at me when I tried to talk through the problems, break them down and help come up with workable solutions. My second relationship, I realized when women do this, they just want to rant and have a hug at the end. They don't want your advice. They don't want a calm, rational discussion about what they can do to make a situation better. Don't pour kerosene on that fire, just let it burn out. The statement "just do what you want no matter the tone" means you fucked up. Don't be fooled by her constantly forgetting where her keys and phone and stuff are. She'll definitely remember what you said word for word October 3rd, 2017 at 6:14 p.m. What might be a really small thing for me to give her, a gesture, compliment, smile, etc., can mean a whole lot to her. You have to teach someone how to be a good lover to you. People don't magically know how to meet your needs, and they certainly can't read your mind. Men of Reddit, what's the hardest thing to explain to women? I was at home. When my wife and her friends got home, they were all giving me funny looks and smirking. I asked what was going on. They at first refused to tell me. After a little while of prodding, one of them goes, "I heard all about your dick." And they all broke into laughter. I was like, "Oh yay, hopefully all good." And they laughed, and that was the end of it. After they left, I was like, "What the hell did you tell them?" And my wife responded by saying how she told her friends about our vigorous romps on our honeymoon, apparently in great detail. She was like, "Whatever, you probably tell your friends all about us when it's just the boys. I don't know about you guys, but the extent of what I ever say is usually a raised eyebrow and something like, 'Oh yeah booyah.' I've never once described my wife's body to a single one of my friends and it blew her mind. Apparently girls talk in great detail about it, guys usually don't, and they assume we do, and we assume they don't."
On my 20th birthday I found out my girlfriend was cheating on me. Yesterday was my birthday. I woke up to write an email and get some work done while my girlfriend, female 19, stayed in bed for a while. Her phone was on my desk, so I opened it up like she has to mine plenty. Now to preface, my brother passed away 7 weeks ago and I've been in a total slump since. Distant, irritable, completely unable to do schoolwork. I've always admitted to it and try not to bother others. However, my girlfriend has been off since then too. She has been rushing for a sorority this semester and has been making new friends and whatnot, but just never talked to me like she used to for the past 2 years we've been together. I was suspicious and I suppose that's probably why I opened her phone. I saw a message from another guy. "Hey, are you still up?" Okay, he's a classmate, needed homework answers at 11 p.m. before the assignment was due. So I opened messages and there were actually 3 messages that went unopened that night. I scroll through the messages and it's some kid she's spoken about from her past. He goes to college a few hours from us but lives in California. She even asked if she could go to California this summer to visit him. For the record, I said I wasn't her mother and she's old enough to go where she wants. What I saw, though, made my stomach turn. She was sending him screenshots of our messages, talking about how I don't treat her right, and he would if ever given the chance. He wants to come join her when she says she's gone to take a shower. Even saying "I love you" platonically. One of the messages suggested that they go to Snapchat. I wasn't able to see what was there because just the night prior she had gotten into her sorority officially and was added to a ton of group chats. She was added by a few dozen people and she added them back. Snapchat flagged her account and it got a perma ban. Honestly, I'm blessed that this happened. I don't want to know what kind of shit I would have found if I were able to open her Snapchat. For the last 2 months I've been completely empty. I haven't had a will to live and these events haven't even made me feel sad, just emptier yet. I've fallen behind on schoolwork and only fall further behind. I'm gonna be dropping 2 of my 4 classes this term and don't even care anymore. I have no one to talk to now. The only person I talked to about my brother since it happened was her. I don't even talk to my parents about school because I'm first generation educated, and they just don't get it. I feel nothing and was completely straight-faced writing this. I hope that cheaters know there's a special place in hell just for them. Edit. We were visiting my parents for the weekend and to celebrate. At about noon, I made sure she ate. I confronted her and asked her to leave their house. She didn't even try to say a word. She took her pillow, which has stayed at my parents for about 8 months, and the pictures of her off the wall. I figured it was over. She's been texting me about her side and letting her explain, but I don't see a use. Clearly by the way she didn't want to fight, she picked that guy over me. Right?
What secret could ruin your life? Some guy convinced naive 15-year-old me to send naughty pictures and then used it against me for 6 months. He found me on Facebook and threatened to send them to my friends list if I didn't do whatever he asked me to. He would make me get online whenever he asked and have me pleasure myself for him. He even tried to get me to meet up with him in person. I got really lucky when his profiles just disappeared one day and I took that opportunity to delete every social media account I had. I haven't gone back since and I never will. It really effed me up for a while, but I don't really have anyone to blame but myself. It's been 6 years since and I still haven't told anyone I know this story.
I never said I was a good person. I never said I was giving contribution to society vibes. Like, I never said that.
Boom, boom, boom.
users, what's a must-know story of Reddit that new users should know? The guy who wanted to leave his wife who posted to r/relationship advice, but was worried about how she'd react. Reddit told him to stop being a pussy, so he told her it was over, then she killed both their kids. Have XBF. Was really the nicest guy I've ever met, and took me this long to realize what a positive influence he left. Wasn't ready for him back then, as personal life drama made maintaining relationships impossible. Look him up for the first time in 8 years. He's now with a girl, and traveling to all the places he and I talked about traveling. She's 12 years younger than him. Why do men do this? Break up with a guy. He moves on and finds someone else. Why do men do this? Are you mentally challenged?
Divorced men. What moment made you I am filing for a divorce? 15 years in. And I find texts on her phone. Completely blindsided. No clue she had it in her to cheat. Told me it was just texting. Begged for forgiveness. I caved. Then I found emails. She detailed things that made me sick to read. Then I found out she was visiting nurse service. And this guy was a client. Promised she was done. Loved me. You see. No chance she was going to let 15 years go like that. I wasn't buying it anymore though. She announced she was going out one night with a work friend. Promised she'd be home by night. She wasn't bright enough to understand that Google Latitude was still showing me where she was. Once I knew where she had headed, I called her dad and my best friend to keep me from doing anything dumb. My father-in-law offered to stay with the kids and wait for her to get home. Around 3 a.m. She sent me a nasty text asking where the thought I was. I texted her a screenshot of her little GPS dot and let her know I'd be sending her some paperwork soon.
Girl in my high school had a video leak of her being eaten out by a dog. People bullied her relentlessly for it. She only had one friend stick by her side after the scandal. Everyone else would call her dog fucker. At some point I figured she was low-hanging fruit and decided to shoot my shot. I played nice with her and was super supportive. Finally I asked her out. She rejected me. MFW girls would let a dog fuck them before I ever got a chance.
Today I fucked up by cheating on my husband of 8 years with strangers on the internet. I'm the asshole. I got absolutely shit-faced at my friend's birthday party last night, which resulted in my husband having to come pick me up and take me home. My friends hung out with me while I laid on the sidewalk puking on some mulch next to the street, giving drivers and bar hoppers a good show. My husband used my phone to check the parking app to ensure my meter was extended until we could come back and pick up my car. While on my phone, he looked through some apps of me conversing with random people I met on the internet. I had been cheating on him in every sense of the word over the last few months. I woke up to him saying he knows I've been cheating on him, he's leaving and taking our kids with him to live with his parents. We moved to the East Coast from the Midwest about 6 months ago, and that he is filing for divorce to include full custody of our 3 kids. TL, Tifu by cheating on my husband with random strangers on the internet, and effectively blew up my life and everything he and I had built.
You didn't fuck up today. You fucked up for months. Today you face the consequences of your actions.